The journey of the mighty eagle in the heart of the towering mountains, where the wind whispers ancient secrets. A young eagle named Arya hatched from her egg. She was born into a world of endless skies, strong winds, and breathtaking heights. From the very first moment, her sharp eyes observed the world around her, full of curiosity and wonder. Learning to fly under the watchful eyes of her parents, Arya learned the ways of the sky. Her mother taught her how to spread her wings, feel the wind, and balance in the air. Her father demonstrated the art of hunting, swooping down with unmatched precision to catch prey. Arya was an eager learner, but her first attempts at flight were clumsy. She tumbled, flapped frantically, and sometimes fell onto the rocky ledges. The sky rewards those who persist. As weeks passed, Arya grew stronger. Her wings became powerful, her grip firm, and her instincts sharp. The day finally arrived when she soared effortlessly above the valleys, feeling the thrill of freedom. She relished the view from the sky, the rivers glistening like silver, the forests stretching endlessly, and the distant peaks standing proud against the horizon. Hunting for survival one day, Arya's father took her on a long journey across the mountains. "You must learn to survive on your own," he said. An eagle's life is one of courage and independence. She faced fierce storms that tossed her around like a leaf, but she learned to ride the winds instead of fighting them. She went days without food, but her patience and keen sight helped her find prey. She encountered other predators, but her agility and wisdom kept her safe. Life in the forest was not easy. Arya had to master the art of hunting to survive. She would soar high above the treetops, scanning the forest floor with her razor-sharp eyes. Spotting a movement, she would fold her wings and dive with lightning speed, her talons extended, striking with deadly accuracy. Rabbits, fish, and smaller birds became her sustenance, each hunt a test of skill and patience. One morning, Arya spotted a rabbit grazing in the tall grass. She circled above, waiting for the perfect moment. Suddenly, she tucked in her wings and plummeted toward the earth, her talons outstretched. The rabbit sensed danger and bolted, but Arya adjusted mid-air, twisting her body to match the rabbit's path. Within seconds, she caught her prey, her sharp talons gripping tightly. Building a family and facing dangers as she matured, Arya found a mate, and together they built a nest on a towering tree, safe from predators. When their chicks hatched, she devoted herself to feeding and protecting them. She would bring fresh prey to the nest, tearing it into small pieces to feed her hungry young. Each day, she taught them essential survival skills: how to stretch their wings, how to balance on the branches, and eventually, how to take their first flight. The forest was full of dangers. One day, while Arya was away hunting, a large snake slithered toward her nest, its forked tongue flicking in and out as it crept closer to her chicks. Just as it prepared to strike, Arya returned, her keen eyes spotting the threat from afar. She let out a piercing cry and dove toward the snake, striking it with her sharp talons and throwing it off the branch. The chicks chirped in distress, but Arya reassured them, standing guard over the nest for the rest of the night. Winter survival with her chicks as the seasons change. Arya faced one of the greatest challenges of her life: winter. The once green forests were now covered in thick layers of snow, and prey became scarce. The harsh winds howled through the mountains, and icy storms made hunting nearly impossible. Arya and her mate prepared for the cold months by strengthening their nest, reinforcing it with twigs and leaves to provide insulation. She shielded her chicks beneath her large wings, keeping them warm as the bitter cold tried to seep into their safe haven. Every day was a battle for survival. Hunting became a daunting task. The rivers were frozen, making fishing difficult, and small animals remained hidden in burrows beneath the snow. Arya had to fly great distances in search of food. Sometimes, she would scavenge the remains of other predators' kills or wait for an opportunity to snatch an unsuspecting rodent moving in the open. One particularly brutal night, a heavy blizzard struck. Arya huddled with her chicks, her wings wrapped tightly around them as snow piled up around their nest. The storm raged for hours, but she remained strong, refusing to let her young succumb to the cold. When dawn finally broke, Arya emerged, her feathers covered in frost, but her spirit unbroken. Through sheer determination, she ensured her family survived the winter. As the days grew longer and the snow began to melt, the forest slowly awakened. Arya knew she had conquered yet another test of nature, proving once more why eagles were the true kings and queens of the skies. The hunt for food and encounters with humans as the chicks grew, Arya and her mate took turns hunting and guarding the nest. Every morning, she would rise with the sun and embark on a long search for food. She learned to read the movements of prey, waiting patiently for the right moment to strike. There were times when food was scarce, and she had to travel great distances to find a suitable meal. She discovered secret hunting grounds, hidden rivers teeming with fish, and open meadows where unsuspecting creatures roamed. One day, as she flew over a vast valley, she saw a group of hunters setting traps. Curious, Arya observed from a distance, learning their movements. She noticed how smaller birds and animals got caught in the traps, unable to escape. She realized the danger humans posed to her kind. That day, she promised herself that she would always remain vigilant and teach others to avoid such dangers. Gaining wisdom and passing it on as she continued her journey, Arya met an old eagle named Varun, whose feathers had turned gray with age. "Wisdom comes with time," he told her. "Strength alone is not enough. You must also be patient and observant. Learn from the world, and you will never falter." Varun taught Arya new hunting techniques, ways to conserve energy during long flights, and the importance of knowing the land. She listened attentively, absorbing every lesson. One day, when a young eagle was struggling to fly near a cliff, Arya guided him, just as her parents had guided her. She realized that knowledge was meant to be shared. Seasons passed, and Arya became a legend in the mountains. She had survived harsh winters, battled storms, and witnessed the changing landscapes. She had fought off rival eagles who tried to invade her territory and had escaped many near-death experiences. One spring, she found a mate and built a nest high on a rugged cliff, where she would one day raise her own young and teach them the ways of the sky. The circle of life. As Arya grew older, she began to notice the subtle signs of time weighing upon her wings. Yet, her spirit remained as strong as ever. She continued to watch over her family, passing down all she had learned. Her children grew into powerful hunters, and soon, they too would venture into the world to forge their own paths. Years later, as Arya sat on the edge of her nest, watching her own chicks take their first flights, she knew her journey had come full circle. She had become not just a master of the sky, but a protector of its secrets. She had left behind a legacy of resilience, courage, and wisdom, ensuring that the skies would always belong to the eagles. And so, the mighty eagle continued her journey, embracing the vast sky as her home, forever free, forever strong.
Thanks for watching Kids Hub. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like this video, comment below, and share it with your friends. And most importantly, subscribe to Kids Hub for more fun and exciting stories. See you in the next adventure.